Good day to you. Right, today I'm going to be explaining the difference between public liability cover, or rather property owners liability cover in the context of community schemes, more specifically sectional title, and of course, trustee indemnity or director's indemnity, and where does this fit in and why is it there? Okay, so first of all, it's a requirement in terms of the Sectional Title Schemes Management Act that you have property owner's liability or public liability. Okay, it actually says that the body corporate doesn't say anything about a homeowners association or share block. The Sectional Title Schemes Management Act refers to property owner's liability or public liability. A body corporate must take out public liability insurance to cover the risk of any liability it may incur to pay compensation in respect of any bodily injury or death or illness of a person on or in connection with the common property, and any damage or loss of property that is sustained as a result of an occurrence or happening in connection with the common property. Okay, for an amount determined in a general meeting, presently not less than 10 million rand. And that 10 million rand is probably going to be moved upwards over time, but at this time, it's presently 10 million rand minimum. What does it mean? Okay, so bottom line, the body corporate needs to have insurance, liability cover, to protect the body corporate against being found legally liable. Okay, so the body corporate's got to have been negligent or legally liable for somebody's death, somebody's injury, or somebody's illness as a result of common property, so some damage to a person, or loss or damage to a third person's property. In other words, another person, not the body corporate, another entity, can even be an owner, loss or damage to property caused by the body corporate's negligence. Okay, so property owner's liability, another name for public liability, focused in on property, covers you against physical loss or damage to a person or to property. Okay, and the body corporate must have been found negligent. Okay, no, it's not a medical aid. So no, if somebody gets injured because they slipped and fell on a property, it's not the body corporate's fault unless the body corporate was not maintaining the property or something went wrong. Okay, in terms of the body corporate's liability. Trustee's indemnity, on the other hand, is an extension of that. It's usually a separate section of the policy, but it extends the liability. So where the trustees or the directors of a scheme may have made an error or omission which causes somebody a loss, and it's a financial or economic loss rather than a damage. Okay, so it extends the liability to economic losses. For example, the trustees gave permission for something that they shouldn't have done, and then somebody else came along and said, no, you're not allowed to do that. And so another person had to put back something or rebuild or demolish something that they were originally given permission to put up, which now has to come down. So there was an economic loss. Somebody lost money. Nobody was injured. Something wasn't damaged, okay, but somebody has suffered a financial loss through an error or an omission of the trustees, and the trustees were found to be negligent. Okay, so there you have it, the difference between liability and trustee indemnity, which is really just fattening up the cover a little bit. Not a requirement to have trustee indemnity cover, but we highly recommend it. We're looking at the average norm at the moment being between 5 and 10 million. I prefer to have 10 million rands with trustee indemnity at this time. That's where my comfort zone is at the moment from an advice point of view. Okay, so thank you very much. Don't forget, please like these videos. By all means, share them with your friends. And best of all, the best you can do for me is subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. See you again.